posted up on Facebook and on Instagram everywhere about the photos from my dancing days when I was dancing in the academy with my daughter. My daughter started, this was in the second academy when she started, and she was so scared because she came from the first academy where the teacher was screaming and yelling, and it was really much of abuse, absolutely abuse. She thought that she was one of those Americans, like dancing academies, I don't know, it just, yeah. And I was like, no, I wanted my daughter to do dancing and to have got fun while she's doing the dancing and nothing to be competitive, because when you were at that stage, Lara wanted to do dancing from a fun point of view, not from the competitive point of view. And even if it was competitive, I wouldn't be allowing my child to be abused in the meantime, because I knew what the effects that will have on her. And because I came from the communist country, and where in my sport, what I was doing as a team representative of the Croatia at the time, abuse was not, it's just normal thing. So I would quite abuse while I was being a synchronized swimmer for hours to end 6 days a week. So I didn't want that for my daughter. So why did I join the dancing mums group? Because Lara was not so confident on the stage, and she was so scared. She was so looking at it, how's everyone is going to judge her? I'm not going to judge her. And you know why? Because that came up from the family. That came up with so many things, what certain family members were judging other people. And I say this because that could possibly happen in your family, or maybe you are doing that. And you're judging how somebody is look-alike, how somebody is dressed up, or anything like that. The children are watching and observing every single thing you're doing. So I joined the dancing group. Lara was the happiest girl in the world. And she was like, it's mum and my time. And she would have said to her brother, and she would have said to her dad, and I was... first dancing concert, I was still with him, and then that was it. We were finished. I already separated, but we actually split apart physically from the house and everything else. So it was already like being happening, but we were just holding the reins for the Christmas time to go through at that first one. And Lara was the happiest girl. She was so happy when I was on a stage. She was so happy when I was getting dressed in a concert and putting makeup on, and I don't wear makeup. So for me to have so much of a makeup on, she saw me, I was struggling with that, because to me that was like, I can't breathe. And it was stage makeup. If you never had a stage makeup, it's so much makeup. And a red lipstick, which was so much of a limelight of having a bright red lipstick. And I remember the teacher and the choreographer and everyone was like, Yelena, has to be stronger red color. And I'm like, why does it have to be so bright? Why does it have to be so much? And she goes, because we can't see anyone on the stage, so you have to be bright and shiny and put hairspray, which has got sparkles on it and everything else. I had to be in absolutely limelight. But what I want to say to you is Lara loved it. Lara loved it, all of those things. And then she stepped into it. Mum, I'm here for you. And she stepped for the other mums. And there was mums where they would have vomit before they would go on a stage dancing. And I was being paired with a particular mother who was like that. She was so scared, and we're still friends. And it's just so it was so beautiful, but she was scared too. And it was such a out of the comfort zone to go on a stage. And I never danced in that sense when I was a little girl, because I was synchronized swimmer. So, and in the communism time, especially if you're really top in your sport and you're representing the country, you couldn't do any other sport because you can't hurt yourself. You have to be available for that particular sport what you're doing. So I was not allowed to, no skiing, no nothing. Not allowed to. If they saw me off anything else, like it would be not really good. That was my times when I was a little girl. And so I started dancing with Lara, and she really enjoyed it. So I showed her, and I want to give you this as a conscious parenting. When you lead, they watch you. So how are you leading? I led with absolutely courage, and looking at the fear, and looking at everything as I'm not afraid. I'm going to go on a stage, And I kept saying, nobody's watching. They're watching their phones and they have no idea if we do left or right, wrong turns, splits, anything like that. They wouldn't know what we are supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do. And that's exactly what happened. And then the first dancing concert, I did turn around instead of left to right or the other way around. Nobody didn't notice. They just thought it was perfect because I was in the middle. And they just thought, oh yeah, Yama's in the middle, so it's absolutely fine. Lara knew, she giggled, and that instance, the way I hold myself in that life instance, how I hold myself, and I didn't crumble. I didn't go like, oh, holy shit balls, I stuffed up. I didn't. I hold myself because first of all, it wasn't a life-threatening scenario. A second part is, even if it was, I was in that scenario, in that moment, all what I could do is compose, hold myself, and back myself up. This is what I teach all the time in Limitless Woman and even in a man. You back yourself up. You trust yourself. And on the end of the day, is the end of the world if you do make a mistake. Your children are watching you. And she watched me how I solved that problem of making the wrong turn on the stage. And I was like, well, it wasn't a big deal, was it? Not the end of the world. Nobody didn't even notice anyway. So every time she was then dancing, and she danced in acrobatics, tap, hip hop, jazz, like she'd done 5 different songs in a concert. I only done 1, and I did the things with the toddlers. So she was beyond happy. Absolutely beyond happy. So depending on the situation, please understand this, depending on the situation, I'm not saying that you can make mistakes and just like go with it. But in this particular situation, this situation didn't call for anything to be a life-threatening mistake of mine to do a wrong dance move. It wasn't. But I led with courage, I led with resilience, I led with having fun. It is a Christmas concert, dancing concert, and enjoying those moments. And both of us, we giggled. But guess what? At the time, my ex-husband and Joshua, they didn't know any different. They thought it was just perfect, the way how it is. And Lara said, the boys didn't know that you made a mistake. And I said, no, they didn't know. But did they need to know? But did it end up really perfect? Yes, it did. So sometimes we put it in our heads, it has to be so perfect. So everything has to be perfect. But sometimes those imperfections are making it perfect. And how are you leading your children? How are you leading your children? Through the courageous, through saying, fear is here, I'm scared of going onto the stage, but I'll do it anyway. And I'll dance and I'll have fun in the meantime. So have fun while you're a parent and your children are little or the big. My ones are now 22, he's going to be 23 soon. And Laura's 19. The time flies so fast. To be a conscious parent is being self-awareness and having fun in the meantime. And being honest and being truthful and being authenticity of yourself. What Lara learned with me is to be courageous and be resilient. And look at her. She's in Melbourne at a university of her choice. She wanted to go there. That was her first choice. And she got it. Her major was Japanese and art. But I did taught her how to step into the manifesting so she knows how to do it. And she manifested her course, her choice, her everything. That's why I teach about radical manifesting and how to do it. I did it. My children are doing it. We walk to talk.